morning. Welcome to Community Distance Reiki. I'm Danielle Stimpson. I've been teaching Reiki for about 13 years. Learn Reiki Philadelphia is my teaching business. If you'd like to learn more about online Reiki classes or sessions, tarot readings, anything like that with me, all the info is in the description. Thank you so much for being here. It's an honor and a privilege to share this healing with you. For those of you who are new, welcome. For those returning, welcome back. And for those of you on the replay, I promise that you will have just as healing a time, no matter what time you are watching this. So let's go ahead and dive into it. During the first half an hour, I usually spend some time meeting everyone's healing requests by putting that together in a crystal grid that we'll all get to build together, and that will shine over us for the second half an hour as I send Reiki to all of you. So let's see, I'm just going to switch up the camera so you can go ahead and watch me build the grid. Okay, here we go. So, one of the bigger factors at play here when I do community distance Reiki is that of communal chi. Let me lower this for you. The more people come together with the same or similar intention, the greater the healing energy intensifies for that. So we're going to go ahead and put our energy together, not only just by being here at the same time. By putting this grid together, we take our intentions, we put them out there, we gather the healing of the stones, but we also manage to co-create a space of optimal healing. So if you're live here, go ahead and use the live chat feature to go ahead and make any requests for healing that you have, and I'll be more than happy to add it into the grid today. So let's dive in. We've got blood circulation and to energize. So we've got a few great stones for that. You've got bloodstone, which, as the name would suggest, bloodstone really does help the circulation. And it also is amazing for emotional overwhelm and really nurturing the heart in a very grounding way, in addition to being a very loving way. There we go. And I know the current astrology is a bit dicey, to put it mildly. I mean, we all live in the world. You don't need to understand astrology to know what's going on around you. Here we go. So yeah, so this is great on both of those fronts. So if you ever have emotional overwhelm to the point of feeling just ungrounded, like you can't find the ground under your feet, bloodstone's an excellent choice. In addition to our next stone, both of them also have the shared capacity for cardiac health and circulation. And that is red tiger eye. Red tiger eye is much like gold tiger eye that you've probably seen before, except that it is, as you would imagine, red. So here we go. Red tiger eye is incredibly protective, especially for spiritual matters. So I would say, what's a good way to say it? If you're empathic, also if you're dealing with someone who has really bad energy boundaries, this is an excellent stone. It's good for helping to dispel energetic drain, energetic even attack, if you would. It's great for that, but it's incredible for circulation as well. It's a seriously protective stone. So if you go into not so great environments, red tiger eye is a wonderful one for you. And I build my grids intuitively. Here we go. Next, we have the request for the energizing, and I've got some great choices for those. Ooh, allergies, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much for the request. Appreciate it. Yeah, this is the slower of my times for sure. But I love it. I love doing an early morning. I have when originally backing things up, I started doing the online community Reiki thing on Zoom a little over a year ago during, COVID. I closed my physical healing space at the beginning of COVID, and I've got like a part-time space now. But I started doing work on Zoom because I felt, let's neutralize cost. We're all stuck at home. Let's get let's get some healing going. It also gave me a good like schedule, and a lot of my um, following, actually a good number of folks come in from South Korea, which has a very different time zone. So I try to do this to help. At the same time, right now, because we're on Eastern Daylight Time instead of Standard Time, it's still late at night for them. So I'm happy to be here. It's a good reason to be up. So thank you for being here. And I know for those of you in Europe, it's a much easier time too. So this one here is rutilated quartz, and these are both rutilated quartz. This is excellent for energizing. It really does give you a pop of energy, especially if you are just getting better from being ill, or if you are trying to ward off illness, but it really helps to regenerate from the inside out. It's also a really great multi-purpose stone in that it helps to balance the mind and regenerate the body. This is one of those stones that if you are into the healing arts, if you're a Reiki practitioner like me, this is a really good stone to have in your toolkit because it works for so many things. It's always so helpful. It really does help direct the energy. Those rutils are thought to help direct the energy out to exactly the places it needs to be. Staying on that energizing kind of wavelength here, we've got polychrome jasper. Polychrome jasper is from Madagascar. This stone helps to give us lots of energy, vitality, and encouragement as we walk our soul's purpose, as we get our work done. So it's a great workday stone, especially early workday stone. Blessings, good morning. Good to see you. So here's some polychrome jasper, and these are some raw pieces. These are available for sale on my website, which is linked in the description. And I will also put, as if you are watching this on the replay, I always put the spelling of all the crystals in the description. So if you're looking to source them locally, you can absolutely do that. And it certainly helps if you can spell it. So it's there. Yeah, this is polychrome jasper. I also have some rutilated quartz, but they're not pointed. They are just round and tumbled. Yeah, like I was saying, polychrome jasper really helps to give us that encouragement and that energy boost to continue down our soul's purpose. It's a great start of the workday stone. It's also wonderful if you are starting on a new venture, or if you really need some pick-me-up to fill out some like job applications or to submit some resumes. This can really help you find that energy to like push you over the line and get it done. Polychrome jasper. And yeah, still taking requests for the healing. I know what your usual requests are, so I think I'm gonna grab at least one of them. Let's see. We've also got for allergies and sinus stuff, because that's always fun this time of year. Fun. Aquamarine. We used this yesterday for much the same purpose. Aquamarine is, as the name would suggest, works well with the element of water within us, and we're mostly made of water, so it's a great healing stone. This helps with things like sinuses, to help sort of move the water through the body so that we can move allergies through, move asthma through. Let's see. I know we also usually get, let's see, a request for copper. See you in there. I'll go ahead and I'll support your healing. We already have some red tiger eye out and some bloodstone for cardiac and circulation. This is copper, which is another stone that really helps with Reiki energy, like optimizing the flow of energy through the body. It can be excellent for Reiki healers. I'm gonna put one here and one here. There we go. Copper nuggets. Natural copper nuggets found just this way. Yep. Let's see what else we can think of for today. I know that the current astrology, as I said, you don't need to be an astrologer to know what is happening in the world and how you feel. So that's real. I know that frustration is definitely a big part of what's happening right now. And it's real, it's okay. Things like anger, frustration, resentment, these things can really hold us back, and it's part of the healing process. So I'm going to go ahead and put out some howlite. This is, I think, one of the most underrated healing stones. I find it to be immensely helpful for things like anger and resentment. It's just this natural white color. Folks often confuse it with white turquoise. White turquoise is absolutely a beautiful stone. It's just not the same stone as howlite. There we go. So yeah, that helps with anger, resentment. Oh, we're cooking with gas here. So, last-ish call for requests. We still do have some room. Let's do some healing stones around. Oh, I know what we can do. Additional support with allergies, green kyanite. Malachite, you got it. Green kyanite and malachite go well together, but green kyanite is excellent for the lungs. So in addition to helping things like asthma, it can be excellent for things like allergies, especially if you're feeling it in the lungs. So let's add a little bit of green kyanite. And then we'll add some malachite. And with that malachite, as you all know, I'm always learning, even though I've been working with crystals since I was very, very small. There's always room to learn more, always room for more perspectives. So while we're doing this, let's go ahead and I will grab my most recent book by Cassandra Eason, and we'll see how she works with malachite. There we go. So that's some green kyanite, excellent for the lungs. Yep, we've got malachite. Lots of green love here for sure. Let's do Oh, that looks great so far. So let's see what Cassandra Eason does for malachite. For me, malachite is just an amazing all-purpose heart stone, but also helps us come to terms with what is in our heart. So this is the book I'm reading from, The Complete Crystal Handbook by Cassandra Eason. Like I said, a newer book of mine. I discovered another book of hers and I liked her perspective, so I got this larger book of hers. I am not disappointed. It's pretty great. So malachite. Ooh, here she uses it for, she also uses it for sinuses. Oh, wow. Awesome. And she also uses it for broken bones, which I've never used it for that. That sounds amazing. I have bone issues myself. Yeah, here it is. Powerful love goddess stone. This is something I often forget, but I knew. It's often associated with Freya, the Norse goddess. Helps you in battle against depression, anxiety, and encouraging you to uncover the reasons for your distress and helping you break negative patterns and behavior. That is absolutely what I've used it for. It can be a really soothing stone for things like depression, absolutely for anxiety, but especially when we've gotten to a place in our lives where we might be on the latter side of grief, and we're sort of, grief gives way sometimes to depression or despondency. It can be helpful for that. I struggle with depression myself, and crystals are not the only thing I use. Like, full disclosure, I also use the prescriptions for it because we use all the things at our disposal, but hedge all our bets, and we can work with crystals and Reiki and so that we take care of our optimal healing good. We are the boss of our own underpants. We get to decide what's going to work for us, and I'm open to all the healing possibilities. So this is an excellent stone for anything like that, depression, anxiety, and just sort of even just the mental edges of emotional upset, like right where the two meet. Excellent heartstone, and actually the person who requested this right now is in my Reiki level 2 class, the multi-week online class, and you're working with symbol number 2, and this is an excellent stone to go along with symbol number 2. So absolutely. Glad you picked it, and let's go ahead and get into the Reiki. Awesome. Thank you all so much for the requests. Thank you all so much for being here. Honor and a pleasure as always. So as I mentioned before, there's more information about me, my online classes, and all that good stuff in the description. You can learn more about the online classes as well as my social media, my free community Discord. Everything else is in there. And the Reiki that I practice, the style that I work with, is Usui Reiki. So let me explain a little bit about both. And actually, before I jump into that, those of you who are here, if you're available, let's go ahead and pick the center stone, and I'll let you decide between the two in a little vote. And then while I'm explaining Reiki for those who've never been here before, you can go ahead and pick the center stone. So let me pick two to choose from. Okay, so we've got clear quartz to help send the energy up to the universe. And we've got Bumblebee jasper, which can help with giving us a little bit of an energizing boost, which might be good for first thing in the morning and would support some other healing requests. Clear quartz always amplifies all the healing requests and helps to direct the energy right where we want it to go. And Bumblebee jasper, like I said, can just like give us a boost of happiness, but also just energy to push us forward. So go ahead and vote on that if you would like to in the chat while I explain a little bit about what Reiki is and how this all works. So like I said, I work with Usui style Reiki. Reiki is one of the cultural understandings of this energy, but we see versions of it and understandings of it globally. Reiki translates to spiritually guided energy. Energy is all around us. It's in everything. We are energy. The devices we're using have energy flowing through them. The bookshelf behind me, both. We need both. We will do both. I think that's a good suggestion. I have some other clear quartz. Yeah, it's here. So yes. So energy is all around us, flowing through us. We are made of it. This is part of everything. But there are many energies within that. The energy of this slice of wood, the energy of this bamboo, the energy of these stones, the energy of all the things around us, including us. One of the energies around us that we don't quite see is this spiritually guided energy that flows through everything and is what keeps us all interconnected. That's how we are able to send Reiki over a distance and even through time. Like, this will land with you whatever time it is to you locally, whenever you're watching this in the future. Hello from the past, and to help support your greatest healing good. Practices of working with this style of healing and practices of sending it over a distance even go back thousands of years. Usui's method is actually founded in the 1920s in Japan by a Tendai Buddhist monk who was looking for a way to help people connect with something they already knew, because in Japan, Reiki, or basically like touch-based healing energy, would be something that everyone knows. It gets passed down in families. Everyone does it at home. They might not know who Usui is, but they also just have their own family ways of doing it. Usui created a method that actually helped people kind of grow that natural ability and deeply connect in a way that was kind of secular, because, well, 1920s Japan, we know what happened in the 30s. So they were already ramping up to that. So teaching religion, strictly forbidden. This was a method of spiritual healing that you could connect with and bring to yourself to help you go forward, and could help those around you to heal physically, mentally, emotionally. This style, I don't think is, I think it's a matter of which style suits you. Everyone uses even Usui Reiki a little differently, but the concept is the same. We're connecting with an energy that we already have access to. And by doing so, we invite in more of this basic elemental chi, or healing, ki in Japanese. This energy helps support body, mind, and spirit, and it is just like an abundance of good, an abundance of support, an abundance of primal, pure energy. Our body, mind, and spirit already know what to do with it, much like we're mostly made of water, and our body, mind, and spirit know what to do with that. We know how we feel when we're a little depleted on water. We know how much better we feel when we have some more water. We know how much better we feel when we're near water. Much the same with Reiki energy. So you can make any intention for your healing today, whether you're here in person or watching on the replay. Just go ahead and close your eyes at any point. Think of what you'd like the Reiki to support and let it go. If you don't have any intentions, that's fine. Morbid curiosity is a perfect reason to try Reiki. As I mentioned, collective or communal chi, the more people come together with a shared, like a similar intention, the greater the energy potential is magnified for everyone involved. So thank you for those of you who helped build the grid. You helped build this energetic potential for all of us. And during your session, I'll be quiet. You'll see me sending, and you'll be able to enjoy this beautiful grid while I do so. During that time, you're welcome to relax, close your eyes, chill out if that's what works for you. If you are at work, at the gym, doing yoga, maybe painting, do a couple stretches, whatever works for you, whatever your self-care routine is, that's beautiful to do in the background. There's no wrong way to enjoy this time. You don't have to focus on anything, and you don't have to keep a silent mind. Sometimes those thoughts that bubble up for us are actually insights, intuition, or maybe just a space for us to let our mind kind of breathe and tell us what's going on. So if you get distracted, or if your mind is racing, take a deep breath. And if these same thoughts and ideas come back, hear them out for a few moments. At the same time, we know that Reiki can help support the gain of theta brainwaves in the mind. And what this does is it's actually very similar to what happens when we're in deep sleep. So if you start to get like dreamlike images or sounds or things like that, that's actually pretty common for Reiki. So go ahead and enjoy them. At the end of our half an hour, you'll hear my voice come in and invite you to take a deep breath. And at that time, you can go ahead and start to come back to your body, chill out, and go on your own way. Or you can go ahead and use the chat to ask any questions you might have. If you're watching this in the future, you can go ahead and ask any questions either in the comments below, and I'll try my best to get to them, or you can reach out to me through my social media, linked in the description below. So without further ado, let's get started. Oh yeah, that's a great suggestion. Oh, thank you so much. I love that you like the teaching as I set up. Would love you to do a separate video explaining different types of Reiki. That is coming. We are going to start doing more videos, and actually the different types of Reiki is a great suggestion for those. I also practice Kundalini Reiki, and maybe I can have my teacher of that style come on and explain it a little bit. That could be fun. Also, Holy Fire. I have a good colleague that does Holy Fire Reiki. That could be amazing. Great suggestion, and thank you. I look forward to doing that. Hey! Listening walking home from work, thank you for checking in. Good to see you. Sending lots of love to you. I'm about ready to start sending. So go ahead, get chill, get relaxed, or get in the middle of doing what you do. Whether you're at the gym, walking, watching TV, chilling out, scrubbing the bathroom, as I sometimes do, listening to the replays, go right ahead, make the most of this time. I will see you all in a half an hour. Enjoy the energy. invite you now to take a deep breath in and out. Check in with your body, see if you need to stretch, move, or bend. Thank you so much for being here with me and sharing this healing space. What a wonderful way to start the day for those of us in the US, and wonderful way to wind down the day for those of you elsewhere in the world. Thank you all so much for being here. Anyone has any questions at all, feel free to go ahead and use the live chat. If you haven't already, if you could go ahead and like the stream, that really helps to push the algorithm out there so that other folks can see what I'm doing here. And of course, just being here, hanging out and listening is the most helpful thing of all. Thank you so much. Also, I did, after I muted the mic and turned up the music, I did add those additional quartz crystals. One is an additional rutilated quartz. And this is a clear quartz with inclusions that they look to be mossy, like a mossy green. And I added those along with our Bumblebee jasper. So I'm here this time on Thursday mornings, Eastern US time. Would be 8 a.m. on Thursdays. Fridays would be 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. Sundays, 8 p.m. Wednesdays, 4 p.m. And we are on daylight time right now in the spring in the US, so that is GMT -4. Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you so much for the requests. I hope you all have an awesome day or evening, wherever you happen to be, whenever you happen to be listening to this. Of course, you can go ahead and, if you'd like to be reminded when I go live, you can, of course, subscribe with your notifications on. You can also check out the description for the names of all the crystals I used, information on my crystal shop, online Reiki classes with me, my online Discord, which is free, as well as all of my social media. Awesome. Thanks again so much for being here. I'm going to go ahead, I'll be in the chat for a little while longer, so if you have any questions or anything, go ahead and let me know. And thank you so much for the feedback, for the positive support, and the request for different types of Reiki. That's a great video. Thank you for that. So go ahead, enjoy the rest of your day. I will see you tomorrow, 4 and 8 p.m. Also, Saturday is a full moon, so if you feel those vibes coming in, oh yeah, no joking. But yeah, I'll be here tomorrow at 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. And I hope to see you there, okay? Have a beautiful day. I hope to see you again soon. Take care of yourself.